Today I want to talk about one big problem that facilitators have when you host an event on Zoom and you use breakout rooms a lot. And it actually has been solved by Zoom in the recent update. So I'm really excited to show you what the problem was and why broadcast messages were just really hard to communicate lots of information with into the breakout rooms, and how you now can share your slides directly into participants' breakout rooms. So first of all, let me jump in here and show you why this is such a big deal. So I have this Zoom meeting that I set up with my iPad and my laptop, and right now everyone's in the breakout room, and the only way I can communicate with them now that they're there is through clicking this broadcast message. And what I can do here is type a little message. Hey, you have 5 minutes left. Start to wrap up. Oh, those are the types of messages I usually would send in a broadcast. So let's actually hop over to my laptop and see how that looks like when that arrives over there. So I'm on my laptop right here. Once I click broadcast on my computer, this is what shows up. Can you even see it? Like, it's so tiny on the top, and it also disappears after a couple of seconds. So it's really easy to miss for any participants. As you see, now it's completely disappeared. So the cool new feature is you now can share your whole screen from the main room into the breakout rooms. And I think that will solve a lot of problems, especially for the types of workshops, experiences, where you want to communicate a lot more than just like a one-liner reminder. So as an example, here's some things that you could be sharing in the breakout rooms, and then I will tell you how to actually do it. So one of the things you can do is, I'll actually show you how it looks like again on the laptop. So one thing I can do is share something like this. Hold on. Here we go. So you can see that now I shared a whole, oh, hold on. There's a fun sound coming in. Now you can see I shared the whole explanation of the activity, and let's say I want them to spend the first 5 minutes working on this activity, and then for the rest of the time I will just update the slide and it shows the next activity. So they can actually do this in a breakout room. And the fun thing to keep in mind is, for participants, they can always use that slider right here and move the slides and make the slides smaller or bigger, depending on if they want to focus on each other or if they want to focus on the slides. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this again from my main screen, and we're going to jump back onto my computer. So this is one thing you can do. You can actually create slides with your instructions, and I think that's probably the way I'm going to be using this feature the most myself. But then you could also simply on the fly share a whiteboard. I'm actually going to show you how to do this right now, and we'll share a whiteboard and see what happens and what we can do with that. So all you have to do, if you're in the main screen, first of all, you need to create breakout rooms, because if breakout rooms are not open, you won't actually see this option. And this option is this little checkbox on the bottom of your screen. Let me zoom in there a little bit. That says share to breakout rooms. Even has like a little new feature. So once you click that, it will share whatever you're working on directly to the breakout room. So if I just choose a whiteboard, I can click share. You got this little pop-up that reminds you that your screen will be shared to the breakout rooms, which I think is good, especially the first time. You don't want to be sharing something that wasn't supposed to go to all the breakout rooms. And the important details, audio and video will not be shared. So you're just sharing your slides, which I wish there was a way to also share audio, so I could like fade up some music at the end of a breakout room to remind people that their time is up and smoothen the transition for them to come back. And if anybody is sharing screens in the breakout rooms, that will be stopped. But they can just hit share again and start that again. So let's click share and see what happens. So I have my whiteboard here. I actually typed something on it earlier. So let's clear everything. So this is the whiteboard that I have right now. Let's jump in and see how does that look like on the laptop. So over here, we have the whiteboard. So if and you can actually see the mouse moving on the whiteboard, I now could use the draw tool and I could draw something that would show up for people. I could also use the text tool and start writing a message like, please remember to take 30 seconds at the end to share something you're grateful for. So if you don't have any slides prepared, this might be a great way to do this. But of course, not always, actually you're over here, the camera's over here. Not always is it a good thing for all your participants to see what you're typing. So that's the cool thing with the whiteboard. I'm actually going to stop sharing it again. I'm going to jump back over to the computer. The fun thing is with the whiteboard, if I click share screen and I uncheck this box, I can actually see what I've typed earlier. So you could clear this all. Now type your actual message, like move on to the next participant now. And you can also style this a little bit more. So let's say we want to make this a lot bigger. We want to make this, I don't know, red. We want, yes, so this for example. There we go. And only now if I click new share and check that box and just click share again, only then it will show up on the participants' breakout rooms. So I'm going to switch back over and I'm going to hit share. And this is what shows up inside the breakout rooms. So it's kind of cool to do this on the fly if you need to put a longer message than just the one that I posted on the screen right now. I think this is a great thing to use when you're when you have instructions that just are a little bit longer, when you have activities that need this additional level where you can send some information over. One last thing I want to mention is annotation unfortunately does not work. So if you've ever used annotation where you, let's say, create a whiteboard and you want your participants to be able to annotate here and add stamps and stickers like this, that would be a great tool, a great improvement, in my opinion, if Zoom allowed that, where you could maybe do even a little poll and have people vote, like, do you need more time? Put a stamp in here. That way you could communicate back and forth. But right now it's simply similar to the broadcast, a one-directional message. So participants can't communicate back yet. For that, you still would have to enter the breakout rooms yourself and see what they're up to. So let me know if this was helpful, if you're planning to use this feature. Make sure you're subscribed if you're looking for more Zoom and facilitation tips. I share a lot of videos right now. I've just been growing my channel to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm super excited. So there's more content coming out very soon.